Welcome to WTNB Football Friday. I'm your host, Brian Russell, alongside Chris Woods and Danny Bradley. Gentlemen, yes, I'll say gentlemen again. What an exciting week of football. We were at the Bradley Walker Valley game. Danny?
I was at the Bradley Walker Valley game.
I know you're happy. First time in 10 years. Congratulations to the Mustangs.
Yes.
Guys, let's talk a little bit about the game real quick. What'd you think?
I thought it was a great game for both teams, really. I mean, Bradley, struggled a little bit in the first quarter, first half. I came back in the third quarter and made it a game, and I'm sure Danny was sweating a little bit.
I sweated until the final play. Even when they set up in victory formation to take the knee, I was like, okay, wait till the clock runs out. I still do not believe the score was indicative of the way the game went. The first half, Walker Valley dominated. The third quarter, Bradley dominated, and then the fourth quarter was kind of a toss-up. But the score was much, much closer than what it should have been.
I agree.
Right. And, Chris and I talked about it, early on. This really had a big game feel to it. From the time you got into the parking lot, I mean, traffic. If you weren't there, traffic was lined up both ways. And then just once you got inside the stadium, the Walker Valley side was packed. The Bradley side was packed. I mean, both, I would say the crowd was split 50-50. There's as many Bradley fans there as there were Walker Valley. And it just had that big game feel.
Yeah, you saw fans all around the fence.
Yeah.
I mean, all around the stadium. And I think even the PA announcer at one time, there were people standing at the bottom of the stands on the rail, and they had to tell everybody to clear out of there because it was so packed. So it was a great atmosphere for a Friday night football game.
It'll be interesting to see how many in attendance were there. But, yeah, even when the game started, we were sitting up at the top of the bleachers. We could look out and see see the road there coming into Walker Valley. There were still cars waiting to come in to the parking lot. So, nice crowd on hand. I mean, Bradley, brought the band, brought the fans. Walker Valley, the same thing. I mean, they moved the Walker Valley band out on one of the ends, the south end zone, and the bleachers were still full. So,
and I'm going to say they need to do that every week because that freed up a lot of seats, for the Walker Valley section.
And great job. I mean, by coming up with that idea. So thank you very much.
But Bradley fans, it was a tough loss, but you guys showed out in force. Hey guys, we're live. Give us a call, 472-8892. We'll take your calls. We'll talk football. I tell you what, if we can, let's go to the WTNB Football Friday scoreboard, and we'll run down some scores here that we have. You'll see Walker Valley. There you go again, the first win in 9 years, 17-13 over Bradley. Probably one of the big shockers of the night. Soddy Daisy 23, Cleveland 16. And I say shocker just because Cleveland was favored. I mean, Soddy Daisy is good this year, but I think everybody expected Cleveland to stay on the roll and go, and unfortunately they go to Soddy Daisy and get beat. McMinn Central 20-18 over Polk. We're waiting on the score for the Ray County game. We'll have that shortly. Red Bank all over Chat Central 37-7. Danny just barely missing his prediction on the Ooltewah game. Ooltewah hammers East Hamilton 41-7, and then Hickson keeps Howard winless 48-0. Scoreboard presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates. Thank you to them. I'll tell you what, guys, let's go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, hopefully we'll have some calls. Walker Valley Bradley highlights coming up. Cleveland fans, don't you go anywhere because we'll be talking about your game shortly as well. Stay with us, WTNB Football Friday.
The Flooring Center of Cleveland, Tennessee has been providing our community with personal service and competitive pricing for over 15 years. Carpet, hardwood, tile, ceramic, and vinyl options are all in stock with plenty of top quality brand names. From 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday, our knowledgeable staff are here to help you with your flooring decisions. Come on down and visit our showroom today.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday until 1 p.m. We know how to get the job done, and we know how to make sure that you get the service you deserve.
My name is Gary Voitek. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with Voitek Center for Orthopedic Care. My location is 2700 West Side Drive in Cleveland, Tennessee. I've been in practice here in Cleveland, Tennessee for 19 years at this location. And Voitek Center for Orthopedic Care is at the forefront of implementing concussion care in the local high schools. Here at the Voitek Center for Orthopedic Care, our family wants to help your family stay on the move.
East West Media is not the area's largest billboard company. They do, however, have the area's best billboard locations and most creative advertising ideas. If you need new customers in Bradley, McMinn, or North Hamilton County, you should give them a call and talk about what is important to your business.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. I'm your, I was going to say host, but I was going to take your job. Chris Woods with Brian Russell and Danny Bradley. I'm very happy Danny Bradley.
You wouldn't be a gentleman anymore if you took the host job.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the WTNB Football Friday scoreboard, brought to you by Ed Jacobs and Associates. The game we briefly talked about, just introed the show. Walker Valley 17, Bradley 13. Cleveland at Soddy Daisy this evening. Soddy Daisy 23, Cleveland 16, which is a game that I know all three of us picked incorrectly.
Yes.
McMinn Central 20, Polk 18.
Is that game closer than anybody thought it was going to be? I mean, congratulations to Polk on keeping. I mean, but I think everybody thought they were going to get blown out.
Well, I think, based on the results of the first few games for Polk this season, they've had a rough go of it at the beginning of the year.
Right.
We're still waiting on that Ray County, Cumberland County. We'll get that to you as soon as it is updated. Red Bank 37, Chattanooga Central 7. Ottawa, I will say Danny Bradley's second team, Ottawa 41, East Hamilton 7. I believe you picked a 41-0.
I said 40-0.
40-0. And then we also have Hickson 48 and Howard 0.
And I have an update on the Ray County game. Are you ready for this? Ray County 48, Cumberland County nothing. So the Golden Eagles go to Cumberland County and shut them out tonight. A week after hanging 41 on Walker Valley, they hang 48 on Cumberland County. So congratulations to the Golden Eagles. That's the Ed Jacobs and Associates WTNB Football Friday scoreboard.
Before we go off of that from last week's game, the Walker Valley Ray County, I wanted to say, because we were rushed getting all the way back from over there and talking about, we didn't get a chance to say on the score for Walker Valley. Avery Jones actually scored the touchdown for Walker Valley last week. And talking with the Walker Valley, some of the players, they said one of the better teams that they've played from the standpoint of after or during the game, just going so hard play after play, but when the whistle blew, that they stopped, they helped each other up, and it was really good sportsmanship from Ray County. I wanted to make sure to pass that along because, when you lose that big, like Walker Valley did last week against Ray County, you don't hear that very often.
Right.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about that, so I wanted to make sure to pass that along to Ray County. Good job, and tonight, I mean, wow,
Ray County's on fire.
And you said they were going to go undefeated.
I wholeheartedly think they'll go undefeated in the regular season.
That's actually one of Danny Bradley's two guarantees for the season.
Two people.
Is that Ottawa and Ray County go undefeated for the regular season.
Really going out on a limb there.
I was going to say, of course, I'm hoping the Ottawa, I'm wrong on that one for one game.
But we have a lot of viewers in Ray County with that, so be proud of your Golden Eagles. Not only, good football team on the field, but apparently good sportsmanship too. So, hey, give us a call, 472-8892. We'll take your calls. We'll have a trivia question a little later on here. Don't forget, you can win a gift certificate, so be looking for that. But, guys, let's go back to the Bradley Walker Valley game, really the game of the night, game of the year so far.
Yeah.
First big game of the year. And let's go with first let's get this call. WTNB Football Friday. Welcome to WTNB Football Friday.
Hi, this is Sarah Grace.
Hey, Sarah Grace. How are you?
Good, how are you?
We're good. So what did you think about the game tonight?
It was really good. I was proud of Bryson.
Yeah, he played a good game. Did you come down?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did. All right. So got to see your former high school win.
Yes, and the band performance was good, and the student section was wild, and everyone flooded the field after the game.
Yeah.
What did you think about the uniforms?
I liked the smoky gray.
Yeah, that's one thing we'll have to show a picture of a little bit later. Walker Valley debuting the smoky gray uniforms tonight for the first time ever, and I thought they looked fabulous.
I thought both teams looked sharp, to run out on the field at the beginning of the game. Bradley had all the all whites tonight, and then Walker Valley with the new gray uniforms.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that. I mean, tonight's, win or lose, thankfully for the first time in 10 games now, we ended up on the right side. But, I mean, either way, just great football atmosphere tonight.
Yeah.
So
maybe a little motivation, too. Sarah Grace, you may have saw this. When Bradley was actually running out, what they ran through, it actually reminded Walker Valley that they had not won.
Yeah. Could you see the banner?
I couldn't see the banner.
Yeah. It's a 9-0, and not again this year, Walker Valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and the New Jerseys, gave them motivation, and there was a good turnout of people there, and the crowd really has to do with their spirit and getting them pumped up.
Yeah, it was a good game. You picked a good one to come to. All right. Well, hey, thank you for calling, and stick around. Let's keep listening, and maybe you can call in and win the trivia contest.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, she sounded like a nice young lady.
I believe that was a nice young lady.
It does sound nice, yeah.
UTK student, so.
Anybody doesn't know, that was Danny's daughter right there, former Walker Valley student, called in. So very happy. So Bradley fans, come on, we're waiting to hear from you. Let's call in, talk about the game. What I was going to say before Sarah Grace called in is give me one thing that you were most surprised about during in the game. What most surprised you?
Honestly, to me, I mean, it was the familiarity with every player out there. Just because I've seen so many of them come from McCoy and split between Walker Valley and Bradley, and I told you this on the way over here. You put all of those kids together on one team, you've got a proverbial state championship caliber team year after year after year, but instead you're splitting them half and half.
Right.
Let's go to the phones.
WTNB Football Friday, you're on the air.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm actually coming across White Oak Mountain.
Okay, did you get out to the Cleveland game tonight?
Yeah, I'm very disappointed.
All right, so tell us a little bit about it, because from what we understand, Cleveland had 400-something yards rushing, but just didn't seem like they could punch the ball in the end zone.
Well, what I actually seen, Cleveland was acting like Wilson Central last week. I think they had about 6 mistakes, and the quarterback threw about 2 or 3 interceptions, or I think 2, and you know, they had their two good runners in there now, but they just couldn't do nothing.
Right. T.J. Parker and Raekwon Bunyan were back, correct?
Yeah, they just couldn't do anything, and it was a very disappointing game. And but you know, next week I think that's going to just be a practice game for Cleveland. And but now that they're going to do something here pretty soon because they're going to have some district games coming up.
Doesn't get any easier. No, you're right. It does not get any easier.
Yeah, but we talked about that last week, and the game next week you're referring to, of course, is Knox West. Perennial powerhouse comes and pays Cleveland a visit. Then Cleveland's got to turn around and host East Hamilton. Then Bradley, which is always a rivalry game. It doesn't really matter what the records are. Then Walker Valley, and then Ottawa. So there's not an easy game left on Cleveland's schedule.
That's right. Just to sum it up for Cleveland, they just made too many mistakes, and I don't know what was wrong with them. They're fumbling and throwing interceptions, and now their defense is doing pretty good because they actually held them. They actually held Days down on the 1 yard line, and then they couldn't get the ball. And then they got safety on Cleveland. Went and had Cleveland 2-0. I think that was a downfall right there.
Right.
Go ahead.
How did Saudi look offensively? Did they?
Yeah, and it surprised me. But I just want to come in on Walker Valley. I actually picked Walker Valley to beat Bradley.
Yeah, you did. That's right. So, yeah, you got that one right.
Yeah, and but anyway, guys, I'm on. I think I owe Danny a pizza, don't I?
Yeah, that was Danny that won the pizza.
Hey, Bullet, how surprised were you that they had their full complement of weapons back tonight? And this is exactly why I think all three of us on the panel tonight, we all picked Cleveland. Mm-hmm. We all thought they would win because they were going to have their workhorses back. And then,
I did too. And that was what was so. I'm trying to use the word. That was so disheartening because they had really their 2 best runners back, and yet they couldn't do nothing hardly. I don't understand that.
Well, and that's what I had heard on the way over here. That TJ had over 200 yards rushing, couldn't find the end zone. Bunyan had 165, something like that, yards rushing. You know, and it was all between the zeros.
Yeah.
So.
But like I say, though, we have some. I'm just going to Walker Valley won tonight. That was their first time beating Bradley, and I'm just proud of them boys. And we just have to see what Cleveland does. But I don't expect them to do anything this coming week. But after that, I think they play East Hamilton.
Right.
And but they just want to do something. Or I don't know. I actually picked Cleveland for the start 5-5 this year. And I don't know. But anyway, guys, I just thought I'd give you a shout-out here.
Well, yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
all right,
thank you.
All right, keep listening.
Take
We'll do
care.
that trivia contest a little later, all right?
Actually, if I'll make it back in time.
Okay. Well, hey, drive safely,
Hey,
okay?
thanks for giving us a yell.
Yes, appreciate it.
Let's see. Bye-bye.
Say bye. Yeah, I think I think Ron Crawford, we all know his coaching. He's going to get him back on track. But, again, you're asking Austin Henrik, who has played linebacker most of his career. Now you've asked him to come over on the offensive side of the ball. You've got to expect some struggles initially.
No, Austin Massey.
Massey, I'm
When
sorry.
you said that, I was like, who is
I was
that?
I'm
confused,
sorry.
too.
I was like, where are we?
Austin, sorry.
Where are we
Austin
going?
Massey, I mean, you got to expect some growing pains there.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, because he pointed out, next week is homecoming at Cleveland, and you're hosting Knox West. Well, you've got 2 running backs that are not at 100%. You got 5 defensive starters not at 100%. I'm telling you right now, if they don't get the ship righted, playing Knox West next week, if Knox West puts a whipping on them, Cleveland might not win another game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say that they're not going to, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just they've got to figure out what's going on over there because you can't have 400 yards rushing and lose. I mean,
Yeah.
6 turnovers, doesn't matter who you play, you're going to lose that game.
Yeah, and it may be that the turnovers, we don't really know. We don't have video of the turnovers, but I don't know how many Saudi Daisy caused, if it was mental errors by the Cleveland players.
Well, Saudi Daisy winning record.
Yeah. No, it's
definitely.
I think that may say more to Saudi Daisy than it does to to Cleveland fundamentals tonight. I think getting back to that though, Isn't this the first time that we've had Massey and the two running backs play together all year, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe not everybody's on the same page, but you would think that they could really get something going in the passing game if the running game is for 400 plus yards.
Well, I mean, like the caller said, Massey with a couple of interceptions. We've seen some interceptions, earlier in the year. Some untimely interception. It's never a good time. If you're a coach, it's never a good time to throw an interception.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems like that. It was just untimely errors. A couple of pick sixes. And getting closer to the goal. Which makes it even harder on your defense. Turn around, and that momentum has shifted. So
I'm going to look at it a little bit different way from the games that they have coming up that we talked about: Knoxville West, East Hamilton, Bradley, Walker Valley, Ooltewah. So of those games, I'm actually going to do the Danny Bradley predictor here, which is dangerous because I think the producer of the show, Jay, would say that I'm the worst person that you want predicting anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I'm going to predict that they win at least two of those games.
All right, and they could split. But
I think East Hamilton's a winnable ball game.
Well, yeah, I think East Hamilton's winnable. I'm looking at three games that I think they're going to be in the entire time. They could win. I'm concerned about the Ooltewah game.
Yeah.
The way they've been running through people.
Then the Knox West Ooltewah game, I think you can pretty much say they're going to be overmatched in those two. East Hamilton, Bradley, Walker Valley are all winnable games if they play good.
If they play the way they should.
gotta
I
play
mean,
the way they
every game is winnable because that's why they play the games.
That's why they play.
So,
Right.
Speaking of playing games, there was one at Walker Valley tonight.
Yes, there was, and we'll get to more
How'd
of
you
that.
like that
Put you
segue?
off. Yeah,
That was a horrible segue.
we're gonna get to more of that later. Still waiting on some Bradley fans to call in. Walker Valley fans, I know you guys were at the game. Where are you? Give us a call. 472-8892. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll go back to the scoreboard, take some more calls. WTNB Football Friday.
My name is Dr. Ricky Hutchison. I'm orthopedic surgeon here at Tennessee Valley Bone and Joint. The things we try to provide is to try to have patients stay in the community. We want our community to benefit and our community to be just as good as Chattanooga or Knoxville, so we want to be able to provide excellent orthopedic care here in the community. I think it's one of the things we do here at Tennessee Valley Bone and Joint, and we'd like to take care of you if you'll give us the opportunity.
That's a winner. He's the loser.
Companion Funeral and Cremation Service. A true single-family owned practice, Companion Funeral and Cremation Service offers options at half the price of other homes without a drop in service quality. Located on Georgetown Road, we're a neighbor that you know and a friend that you can trust. At Companion Funeral and Cremation Service, it's our family serving your family. We ensure that this is not just a day in your loved one's lifetime. It's a celebration of your loved one's lifetime in a single day.
Hello, my name is Andy Figglestar with Ed Jacobson Associates. We are an employee benefit and insurance broker in business for the past 20 years. The new healthcare law, also known as Obamacare, has finally arrived. The new law is complex and choices are confusing. You have questions, we have the answers. It is our passion to find cost-effective solutions for every client. Let our knowledge, experience, and passion go to work for you. Contact us today and let us assist you through this process.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Bradley Central, Walker Valley, Cleveland Blue. Let's get it cracking.
Welcome back to WTNB's Football Friday. Danny Bradley along with Chris Woods and Brian Russell. And guys, a couple of good games in the books for tonight. And, first win for Walker Valley and Cleveland. Maybe the first loss to Saudi Daisy, so not a good taste in their mouth for that one.
No.
Yep. And as we'll see on the scoreboard here in just a couple seconds, there's some teams that continue to roll. It seems like some teams continue to struggle. It's kind of feast or famine right now for some of the teams.
Well, speaking of Ed Jacobs and Associates scoreboard, let's take a look at that. Walker Valley, a 17-13 winner tonight over the Bradley Bears. Saudi Daisy, winners over Cleveland, 23-16. Final score on that one. Vic Central keeping Polk winless on the year. A close one, though, 20-18. Possibly Polk's best game of the year so far. And then Ray County blanking Cumberland County tonight, 48-0.
Red Bank went to Chattanooga Central, and they lay it on the Purple Pounders, 37-7. I know that was a game where we had all picked Chattanooga Central. Ottawa goes to East Hamilton, 41-7. I think we can all agree that Ottawa is the class of the region so far. And Hickson keeps Howard winless, 48-0. Thank you to Ed Jacobs and Associates for sponsoring our WTNB Football Friday scoreboard. Let's go back to, until we get in our call, let's talk about, continue to talk about Bradley, Walker Valley. We got what surprised you most about the game. Chris, what surprised you most about the game?
And we talked about this before we came on the show tonight. The biggest thing that surprised me is Walker Valley's statistics on offense. We have Gibson, 5 for 7 for 34 yards passing, which I would have thought it would have been way more than that.
And that's the whole game. That's not
right.
just the quarter.
That's the entire game, and 259 yards rushing for Walker Valley. So the entire game, they pounded the ball, tried to, just outrun Bradley.
Yep.
It seemed like. So had you asked me before the game, I thought we would have seen a lot of the quick passes out on the end for the wide receivers, like the game that we saw earlier in the year.
Right.
We didn't see that. Obviously, the coaching staff, Coach Ryan, saw something on tape or, from years past that said, we're going to beat this team by just running the ball, running the ball, running the ball. And who better to do it than Alex King right now?
Yeah, exactly. Leading rusher in the area. And, talking about those passes, 5 of 7, Walker Valley on the 2 misses, they were quick outs that if they, possibly could have been completed, looking at some big gains there. But Walker Valley, you talked about the offensive linemen, Tula, Bull, Ian, Stewie, and Bryson up front. The 5 of them just continued to bulldoze play after play after play tonight and did an awesome job for Alex King, for Avery Jones, and for the Gibson, the quarterback, Gibson, who had his first start tonight. And, 5 for 7, did what he was supposed to do, manage the clock, manage the game. Walker Valley comes away with a win.
Yeah. First start, and you beat a team that your school's never beaten before.
Never beaten.
What a way to start.
Exactly, yeah.
And I think that may have taken Bradley a little bit by surprise, because I think they were expecting what we were expecting, and that was Walker Valley to come out and throw the ball. And I don't think they were necessarily ready for Walker Valley to stay committed to the running game. I think what they saw early on was Walker Valley run, and what Bradley's probably thinking is, okay, they're going to try to run the ball, but they're going to get frustrated and start throwing. And give Walker Valley credit, give Coach Ryan credit. He didn't deviate from that. He stayed the course and kept running the ball down Bradley's throat. And, you talk about Walker Valley's offensive line. The center for Walker Valley, Bryson Bradley, I watched him. He was going up against Brett Brown for Bradley most of the night, 98. And, he's a huge. Brett Brown is a big boy.
Very tall.
And so, and there were some times where Brett, was in on plays, but never really got in the backfield. And Walker Valley did a good job. I think I can only remember 1 sack that Bradley actually had, and that was towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
So give Walker Valley the credit. I think what Bradley didn't do enough of, and which I thought they were going to do, was throw the ball. They have some huge wide receivers. And you and I were down on the field, and those guys are big. And I kept saying, okay, here comes the throw. Now they're going to start throwing the ball. And they didn't. They tried to stay with the run.
Well, there were a couple of times defensive backs for Walker Valley, and apologize, the names right now escaping as we're talking about this, and all the memories are flooding back from tonight. But there were a couple of times where the defensive back jumped the route and come close to a couple of INTs there throughout the game. Of course, that first one by Reed Jacobs, the interception by Reed Jacobs, just phenomenal interception for Walker Valley. Ben Clark put a lot of pressure on that quarterback tonight, and of course, the defensive line, but all of the others on the defensive line as well. Kind of contained Cole as much as you can contain Cole. Like you said, I expected a few more slants, a few more quick outs, but Walker Valley had him contained and did what they had to do to come away with their first win in this series.
Yeah, and Brian and I talked about it during the game a couple times too, is that there were some Bradley receivers open down the field at times, but in general, it was usually when Cole Copeland was running for his life. It was running towards the sideline. It's tough to make a throw across your body, across the field. That's not going to happen too much.
The Walker Valley, the linebackers, Reed Jacobs, already talked about him, but Hunter Newport, Dallas Kirkendall, they stayed committed as opposed to just rushing the pocket and trying to take. They stayed committed and ran sideline to sideline to keep him contained. Did a great job, the linebacking core tonight. All of them did a great job in stopping Cole. I was very, very impressed with Copeland. I remember watching him play last year during the junior varsity game and then the last couple of games for Bradley. But, he's going to be tough. And of course, Tyler Carpenter, one of another player from McCoy Middle, watched him quarterback at McCoy Middle, actually, class ahead, a junior class ahead of Cole. But that touchdown that he caught for Bradley, it was a phenomenal touchdown throw and catch from Copeland to Carpenter on that touchdown that brought it.
It was a great double move.
Yeah, it really was.
You saw Cole. He dropped back and he did that shoulder fake, and Carpenter was running, and then cut it outside, and great pass. And let's give Cole credit. it was a frustrating game for him.
Yeah, he had to
very
be.
frustrating. But he didn't lose his cool. He didn't lose his composure. He stayed with it and led Bradley back in that third quarter and really made it a ball game. And I want to call out one player for Bradley because you and I were real close to this play. Logan Snyder, I believe he's the punter for Bradley. 99 was he?
No.
Who was
David Thompson?
David Thompson. That's right. I'm sorry, David Thompson. You did a great job down there in the goal line of keeping your feet in bounds and getting. Unfortunately, the kick was blocked.
Yeah, I think we're talking about two different punters.
I'm talking about the punt down for Bradley.
Yeah, who I'm talking about right now, and you'll see on your screen is David Thompson.
Yeah,
and that's the punter for Walker Valley. Near the end of the game, after that rough third quarter for Walker Valley, when Bradley was really coming back, in the fourth quarter, there were two crucial punts by this young man where he pinned Bradley Central on the 11-yard line and the 8-yard line. And I'm telling you, to do that, to make a high school player not want to return it from that yardage, and the punts were back from about the 50-yard line.
They were good punts.
Very good punts.
Good hang time on them.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was surprised that both of them, they didn't let them try to go into the end zone.
That's what we said, too. And we said that's great for, the special teams of Walker Valley and especially David Thompson on those two punts where it was phenomenal because that's going to limit what you're going to do if you're, back in the shadow of your own goal line. Especially in the fourth quarter, trying to come back.
Well, to me, the pleasant surprise of tonight was both during the game and after the game. It got a little chippy at times. You could tell on the sidelines, a couple of hits here, a couple of hits there, but there wasn't anything flagrant for the most part. And at the end, both teams shook hands and walked off the field, which.
I was a little worried about that at the end because Walker Valley student section rushed the field, and I thought, uh-oh, here we go. There's, something's going to happen, but cooler heads prevailed. Bradley came over, shook hands with Walker Valley, and then got off the field, which, was the right thing to do. Don't put yourself in a position where something could happen.
Well, I mean, the band, we had a caller earlier who talked about the band. The band even took the field because the announcer, here comes the band.
Yeah.
Didn't we see a game like that in college where the band should not be
the band's on the field? The band is on the field.
But a great win for Walker Valley, and, a lot of frustration for some players that might have been there for a year or 2 years, but for the fans that have been there for since Walker Valley inception, the players that have played throughout the years and not had a chance to pick up a win against Bradley. I mean, this was a big win for the Mustangs.
Well, that's who you have to be happy with for the seniors of Walker Valley. They have never beat Bradley and get to go out on that winning note. So I tell you what, let's take another short break. When we come back, hopefully we're going to have the highlights. So we've got them. We're just loading them up, getting them ready. So we'll have those highlights. We'll also have our players of the game. So stick around. WTNB Football Friday.
My name is Gary Voitic. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care. Here at the Voitic Center for Orthopedic Care, our family wants to help your family stay on the move.
For over 25 years, Ed Jacobs and Associates has been treating each of our clients like business partners. Finding the right insurance for your employees shouldn't be that complicated or expensive. Receiving quality financial advice for you and your business should be even easier. We treat each client with respect and integrity and handle your situation as if it was our own. Call me today for your own free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-71
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
The Flooring Center of Cleveland, Tennessee has been providing our community with personal service and competitive pricing for over 15 years. Carpet, hardwood, tile, ceramic, and vinyl options are all in stock with plenty of top quality brand names. From 8 to 5 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday, our knowledgeable staff are here to help you with your flooring decisions. Come on down and visit our showroom today.
Cleveland Tire Center is ready to help you in any way that it can. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Saturday until 1 p.m. We know how to get the job done, and we know how to make sure that you get the service you deserve.
My name is Dr. Matt McCartney. I'm the chiropractor here at Tennessee Valley Bone and Joint. I love the fact that I can work with people of all ages. I love the fact that I can see pretty quick results and that they have there's a lot of different benefits that they get from chiropractic care.
Welcome back to WTNB Football Friday. Brian Russell alongside Danny Bradley and Chris Woods. I'll tell you what, let's go to the WTNB Football Friday scoreboard one more time, presented by Ed Jacobs and Associates. You'll see Walker Valley, there it is, the big win. We've been talking about it all night, 17-13 over the Bradley Bears at the Corral. Soddy Daisy, 23-16 winner over Cleveland.
I'm not giving up on Cleveland. I'm not doing it.
You're not quitting them?
I'm not quitting them. It's
Quitting
okay.
them? Yes. McMinn Central, 20, Polk County, 18.
Ray County continues to roll 48-0 at Cumberland County this evening. Red Bank, a good win tonight, 37-7 over Chattanooga Central.
Ottawa winners tonight over East Hamilton in a game that was not close, 41-7. And then a game even worse than that one, Hickson, 48-0 winners over Howard. And thank you, Ed Jacobs and Associates, for our WTNB scoreboard on Football Friday.
All right, so the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's go to the highlights. Bradley Central at Walker Valley at the Corral. Mustangs trying to get their first win in 9 years. Look at that great shot we have. That is the WTNB drone giving you those shots at the Corral.
Coming out in the new gray.
I can't see them. It's too smoky, and they're wearing smoky gray.
Great uniforms.
Those were. They were really cool. There's the band. 250-something members strong, marching in like they always do. There's Bradley getting fired up. I love the all-white uniforms, by the way, Bradley. Love them. Along with the white helmets.
Yeah, this may be the all-uni game tonight.
Bears getting fired up. Damon Floyd getting his bunch fired up, saying not tonight, boys.
Yeah, how can you not get fired up for this game, too?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to get fired up, you don't need to be. I mean, you should have been somewhere else tonight.
There's the long walk that they have to make. And then the opening kickoff, of course, Bradley with that little pooch kick that they do every time. I believe that's Alex Kane on the return, correct?
Well, on that one, no. So
that pooch kick worries me at the end of the game, giving a team such great field position right off the bat.
Yeah, you're pretty much, letting Walker Valley start midfield. Walker Valley is already up 7-0 at that point.
Extra point.
Extra point, yeah. didn't have the first touchdown, happened pretty quick there, but then you see Walker Valley coming out throwing. That's
one of the 7 passes that Gibson threw tonight.
That's the quick out to Tucker Mendenhall for the completion from Gibson. Coach Ryan there. And you'll never see him smile.
No, I don't think he can smile, actually.
Cole Copeland out to Daniel Clark there.
Yep.
For a nice run after the catch.
I tell you, Clark, a good-looking receiver.
Yeah, and big too, tall, big. He's very grown.
Him and Christian Hamilton, number 2, huge targets.
So here's Gibson looking over the middle, and he's going to tuck and run and protect that ball.
Yep, turnovers were a key in this game. He fumbles. Bradley Central gets the ball back. Copeland going to hand it off to number 2, Christian Hamilton, for a short game.
It seemed like that sloppiness got contagious there for a little bit for both teams.
Reed Jacobs, Brendan Gilbert on the stops, and Reed Jacobs was all over the place tonight. There's the tip right into the hands of Reed Jacobs. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was tipped by Ben Clark, who we were talking about earlier. So
yeah, good-looking tight end for Walker Valley, and also plays defense. So Mustangs with a little momentum right there.
There we go, some tight blocks, and Alex King.
There's Alex King. Good-looking run right there.
He hits the holes, too. He sees a hole, and he's going.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot dancing around with him.
Well, there's no hesitation there, so. Yeah, hey, Coach, we see you.
You see why he's the leading rusher in the region. When you watch the highlights here, you'll see that. Again, handoff. This time it's Avery Jones.
That's the A-Train, and A-Train, it seems to be taking it up the middle all the time there, and stacked up by Cleveland.
Yeah, Walker Valley unable to do anything with it. Copeland hit in Daniel Clark, who goes out of bounds, but as he's going out of bounds, fumbles, and it took the officials a minute to figure this one out. Was he out? Did he lose the ball after he went out? You see the Walker Valley coach on all fours there.
Tell me those coaches aren't into this game. Yeah. Tell me this game isn't very, very important to Walker Valley, Danny Bradley.
Well, mainly Reed Jacobs with the hit that caused the fumble. So another A-Train run to the outside, turns it up.
Did you see the block?
Nice block, yep.
Yeah.
Nice block.
That was key right there. Jones stuffed, in the middle and then bounces it back outside. And then
Gibson with the keeper.
Keeper all the way down to, did he get in on that one?
Got in, and he protected the ball that time.
Yes.
Big difference in those 2 runs that we've seen there.
And that would put Walker Valley up 14-0. That was huge right before the end of the half. You see 9.3 seconds left.
And Brandon Panis there, number 3. Just a little bit excited.
That kind of game. And there's the play I was talking about. Okay,
it's
now
the second half here.
Yeah. Bradley was able, the punter was right on the end line. But the punt was blocked and then touched by Walker Valley. And comes right back out to Bradley, who returns it.
Yeah, it's Trayvon Ware with the return. So what we had in that, a little bit of everything. Walker Bradley deep in their own end zone, gets it blocked, gets tipped by Walker Valley, and then
here's the Carpenter touchdown. That little shoulder fake that you talked about from Copeland. So great job, and Bradley chance to put 14 points on the board, but the point after was no good.
Cole Copeland was coming out swinging in that third quarter game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, here's the extra point for Bradley. Just go. Oh, no, that was good. That made it 14-7. I was saying it's the next touchdown.
That's okay.
Yeah, so that made it 14-7. Mustangs trying to get back, keep the momentum going. You see a good run there by
Alex King.
Alex King, yep. And then Walker Valley unable to do anything, so had to punt. Bradley comes back. Number 18, Tyler Carpenter, again, takes it up the sideline.
That's the play that I was talking on the Carpenter.
All the way.
So he does go all the way.
And now, 14-13, extra point formality? No, Bears missed the extra point, so they're down 14-13. Walker Valley would tack on another late field goal, 17-13, and then things got in a little bit more interesting towards the end of the game. Walker Valley is going to try to run out the clock. You see just short there of the first down, so they would have to punt again.
And the coach is walking the sideline. There's the victory formation for your Walker Valley Mustangs, and the coach talking to his troops there.
Stay together as a team. All right. Great job out there. Great job out there. All right. Now, as a team, see all these people right here? Let's give them a big hand. It's hard to describe the emotions and everything going on right now. I'm so happy for these guys. I'm tickled to death for our school, our student body. It's been something they've had to fight. You've never beat Bradley, and we finally got that monkey off our back and got him this year. And the coaches did a great job of game planning for this thing. The guys went out and executed. Defense played lights out. Offense did what they had to do. And, it's just a great team win, and that's what it's all about is team.
Going to break,
team,
or we going straight through?
Anything.
All right, so great win for us. I think Coach Ryan's going to be a little mad at our camera man that he didn't tell me he had something on his face. I don't know if he got kissed by a Smurf or what.
I think a few of the Walker Valley coaches, when they watch these highlights, of course, on WTNB,
right,
are going to be, they're not going to care because they got the win, but the players may make fun of the coaches just a little bit with a little blue on the face. And I think I saw some coaches on all fours barking at some players.
Well, it looked like to me he was getting ready to count someone out.
I know.
But let's get, we saw in the highlights, and I still didn't get the number for Bradley. I apologize on the punter. But the key turning point in that game that really put Bradley back into it, Walker Valley's got him backed up on about the 8-yard line. Bradley has got to punt the ball. High snap. The punter does a great job to go up for it, catch the ball, then come down, keep his feet in bounds. He kicks it. It gets blocked by Walker Valley. The ball goes in the air. I mean, this is the play of the year.
Yeah.
It looked like a rugby scrum because the whole offensive and defensive lines jump up for the ball. Somebody on Walker Valley touches it, gets their hands on it. Then everybody goes to dive on the ball. It squirts out to Trayvon Ware, who then takes it about 60 yards all the way down and then set up the Bradley touchdown. and Danny's going to say that nobody from Walker Valley touched it. But I find that hard to believe. It's Daniel Clark, by the way, not Trayvon Ware. So
it's not that. It's just you did such a great job on defense.
Yeah.
You're punting from your end zone. Unfortunately, a bad snap, and I hate that for all centers around the world because offensive linemen never get enough credit. One bad play, and that's what everyone talks about.
Yeah.
But you block the punt, everyone's feeling excited, and all of a sudden, who's got the ball? We're at midfield. It's like, no, that can't happen.
Yeah.
So,
and you talk about a shift in momentum.
The momentum
not only
definitely
in the game,
shifted to Bradley.
But the crowd, you and I were laughing about this because the start of the game, all you heard were the Walker Valley fans. Bradley sitting over here all quiet. Then when Bradley comes back, and there wasn't anybody on the Walker Valley side making a noise. We looked up in the Walker Valley bleachers, and there's everybody just sitting there.
We can typically, the games we all go to, we can typically count on the student section, even if the team is losing or things aren't going right, they're trying to get their team involved. Tonight, I think it was the importance of this game for both teams, right?
Yeah.
Walker Valley wanted to get that first win. Bradley obviously wanted to make it 10 in a row to make a statement locally. And what we saw was the crowd was so into it. When things were going bad, I mean, they couldn't even cheer. It was silent on each side of the field. So it was a great atmosphere. We were right in the middle of it all. Just a great game.
I think if you're a Walker Valley fan, you were going, oh no, here we go again.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm sitting up there in the stands, and I was like, oh gosh, please, no, we can't do this again. I mean, I've only been to five of the Bradley Walker Valley games, but there were a couple of them that, I mean, wholeheartedly, I thought Walker Valley outplayed Bradley, a few years ago. Tonight, there was, Walker Valley outplayed Bradley tonight. If you were at the game, you saw that. But yet Bradley still had that mojo, if you will, and hung with them. I mean, it wasn't over until the final, I don't want to say the final gun went off because they don't do that anymore, but, the final horn sounded. I mean, it was that close. I even hesitated once the horn went off before I moved to say, okay, is this really over? Is there a flag on the field somewhere?
Yeah,
so,
give Bradley credit. They didn't quit. They hung around, even getting outplayed. I tell you what, Jay, if we can get it, let's go ahead and throw up. We each picked a player of the game tonight. Let's go ahead and throw up that graphic just so we can talk about that here before we get off the air. Chris, or actually this is mine first up. I'm going to take Alex King, the running back, 160 rushing yards. So congratulations to Alex King. And let's go throw up the next player.
Yeah, mine was, you guys know I love special teams. So mine was David Thompson, and it was in the second half, 2 huge punts that backed up Bradley to the 8-yard line and to their own 11-yard line too, which I thought was crucial on, you're going to be limited as far as your play calls when you're backed up that far.
Right. And I actually we didn't let Danny pick a player of the game tonight. Because,
it was the entire Walker Valley Mustang.
Yeah, but our third player of the game I went ahead and picked is the center, Bryson Bradley, for the simple fact that there were no bad snaps tonight for Walker Valley. And that's key when you're running out of the shotgun a lot. You can't have bad snaps. And so there wasn't any really low snaps, any snaps over his head. I mean, I can't emphasize the key. Bradley can talk about, unfortunately what happens sometimes when there's bad snaps. You're usually going to have 1 or 2 a game. There's once where he snapped over Cole's head that set up a big loss. And so, the importance of snapping. So Bryson, congratulations, great job tonight on all 3 of our players of the game. Look for that every week. We will, all 3 of us will pick players. We just didn't let Danny pick tonight because,
like I said, the offensive line. And being with Bryson, there was one bad one that went through the quarterback's hand. So I'm not going to say but. For the most part, though, like I said earlier, Bartula, Bull, Marvin Bullington, Ian Stanberry, Stuart Clark, Bryson, great job tonight opening up holes for Alex King and Avery Jones and the quarterbacks. They did what they had to do, and like I said, coming into the game, if I said 5 for 7 for 34 yards, what's the final score, Chris? I think you would have went completely different than what you had to begin with.
I would have, and I don't know how you feel about it. Did you think they were going to run?
No, I did not. I thought it was going to be. It surprised me with starting quarterback. And I've got to say, shout out to Josh Jones, the starting quarterback for the first few games there. He was in the game a lot tonight in the backfield with Gibson at quarterback. Jones not playing quarterback, but there in the backfield a couple of times. Did some punt returns and coming over to the sidelines. And one time, let's see, camera shot there, Jones was giving Gibson a high five. So Josh Jones, great young man. Have nothing bad to say about him whatsoever. Did a great job in supporting the coach's decision to start Gibson tonight. It's a win.
Yeah.
Shout out, we've talked about Chad Wojtek a lot, quarterback for Pitt. Let's get another shout out. We saw Austin Sanders tonight at the game, former Bradley alumni who's up at UT, offensive lineman. So we saw him tonight. Austin, it was good to see you. I know all the Bradley fans were happy to see you. And real quick, let's still talk about my undefeated Pitt Panthers going up against Iowa tomorrow. So Chad, expecting another big game out of you tomorrow and a big win. So takeaways from week 4.
My takeaway is, I'm happy for Walker Valley to get the first win.
Well, thank you.
No problem, Danny. I'm happy when you're happy.
He's really been annoying tonight, folks.
I've not been annoying.
We had
I'm still looking for Cleveland to bounce back. I mean, we know they have the offensive firepower. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for. Ray County continues to roll. I think we're going to continue to talk about them more as the season goes along because they seem to, be unstoppable right now.
Yeah, I know your takeaway. Ottawa and Ray County staying undefeated
for a while at least. Tonight, Walker Valley with the win, but next week a season of first win ever against Bradley County tonight. Next week they host Polk County for homecoming at the Crow at 7 o'clock instead of 7:30. Never beaten Polk before.
Yep. All right, well, hey, thank you for joining us on WTNB Football Friday. As always, it's our pleasure. Stay tuned next week. Don't forget to tune in 11 o'clock for Brian Russell, Chris Woods, Danny Bradley. We'll see you next week, WTNB Football Friday.